Wonderful. We're live. Okay, great. We're live both on Facebook as well as YouTube, Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel, and our Facebook group, Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group. Thank you everyone for joining us here today at Numa Nursery, Numa Farms, as well as the headquarters for the Moringa Growers Co-op. So we have two separate businesses here. We have Numa Farms and Nursery, and we also are forming a non-profit Moringa Growers Co-op organization. And so I am Kendrick Henry, and I'm your local moringa farmer, and I started planting moringa trees on other people's properties back in 2014. I was still going to school at the time, and I had just found out about moringa, and actually I got some Moringa Tea here. And I was actually working on this property 5-6 years ago, doing natives. This was a full-blown nursery, had 20,000 trees and plants on the property, and I was potting up, learning how to grow plants. And just about a year ago, I was harvesting some moringa trees that we have over here in Plant City, and I ran into my buddy, his dad's place, this place here, and he said, "Hey, my dad's place is for sale. Would you like to pick it up?" So I'm here. We're doing a rent-to-own on a 2.5-acre property in Plant City. It's really beautiful. Today's Saturday, so now every Saturday from now till March, end of March, we're going to host a farmer's market here at the headquarters. I don't know, there's something beeping all the way, some sort of van beeping. But it's usually pretty quiet out here. We had yoga this morning with Ariel at 9 a.m. We'd love for you to come out and join us and do yoga with us. 9 a.m. with Ariel Murray and Lauren Bronner. They're going to be switching out yoga classes between whichever one can make it. This week was Ariel, and it was great. And you can see that on our Numa Nursery YouTube channel. As soon as we can go live on Moringa Growers Co-op channel, we're going to go live with this chapter meeting on that channel. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel. That would really help us a great deal. So the goals and the mission of both Numa and the co-op are similar, but in their own respect, their own entities. And I want to teach people, because even some of the people that came here today, they were like, "Oh, I thought that it was like the same thing." And that's okay, because it kind of has been this entire time as I've been growing and building it. But I want everybody to know that we're starting this mitosis, as it's separating and splitting. We have Numa on one side, which is a company that I own solely. I'm the sole owner of the company at the moment. I'm actually getting my own team together and splitting ownership up of that company. But also we have a nonprofit. Right now it's a for-profit at the moment. It was just, what we did was we got it going, we got it started, but now we're in the process of submitting all the paperwork and everything and showing everything, finances, that we want it to be a nonprofit. And that's what the co-op is. And the owners of the co-op are you and I, and all of the members of the co-op, all the growers, all of the farmers, moringa farmers, all of the workers, all the people that help put together all of our products. So here you can see it takes quite a bit of manpower, hours and hours and hours to go from raw tree to dried finished product that can be sold on the market at a high value. So we have these 250-gram resealable bags here of loose leaf. We also have 250-gram pouches of powder, vacuum sealed. And we also put together capsules. Now you can see the label here, it says Numa, and we're getting our Moringa Growers Co-op labels made to where these are actually Moringa Growers Co-op products. So to just kind of continue letting everybody know exactly, how we're going to be doing this separation and what we're organizing is, over on the co-op side of things, we're getting together a board of directors. And the board of directors is a team that focuses on the profits and grants and educational aspect and the members of this cooperative. which is owned by the members. So once you purchase a membership, there's a way for you to vote. You know, there's voter members. So anytime we have an issue or something to vote on, if we're making moves, if we're buying something, if we are selling something at a certain price, or we're making advertisements and things like that, we can all vote together before it actually goes out. And we'll be sending these votes out either electronically on the co-op website or even in the mail. So we're kind of figuring all of those things out. Nothing is really going to be set in stone or put in place until we have a full board of directors. And so that's what we're kind of organizing right now. So here, let's kind of just draw something out. We have MGC as the main thing, and then let's put, you know, kind of our board here. We'll have president. I'll be president. Ken. And we had our VP of operations, which we'll have Tanina right now. And then right now we're getting our VP of marketing. You know, we'll do Jim. We got our VP of communications and education. You know, we have a new lady. Her name is Dee. She's joined the team. But we're still missing secretary, treasurer, and a few other prime positions within the cooperative that we're still trying to figure out. So you can kind of see, you know, you have myself as the president. We've got Tanina, Jim. I know this probably is backwards on live, but that's okay. You know, you can just kind of see that this is the core structure right now that we're trying to get to the co-op. We're trying to get our head members. We can't really make any moves. We can't really vote on anything as a cooperative until we at least have our board together. I've been here serving as the president of the board for the past 5 years, trying to get people to stay in the organization long enough to where we can get profitable, to where we can even pay for our salaries and wages. And that's where we are right now. You know, we just got into this 2.5 acre property here in Plant City. It's really beautiful. Now we're really stable. And we have a place to process and dry and figure out really these two separate models. So on one side, we have the co-op. On the other side, we have Numa and Numa Farms here on this location. And the nursery, Numa Nursery, which also doesn't just sell moringa. That's the thing, is that people don't know the separation just yet because they haven't seen myself or Numa Nursery offer any plants other than moringa. And that's because I've been so busy trying to get the cooperative started that we haven't even had a chance to do anything else yet. So in the upcoming months, years, you'll start to see Numa Nursery really make its own path and way, offering fruit trees, edible landscaping. I'm an architect, so I love to design and build spaces, and I want to be able to use and hone those skills on the nursery side of things as I also build an architecture firm. I'm in the process of building an architecture firm. And that's what I'm learning here on this property, is exactly what kind of architecture I'd like to offer and build. And that's really my manifesto. It's about farming and planting and trees, and this whole education process throughout, you know, the last couple years. Everyone's been like, Kendrick, what are you doing at the farmer's market? Because I'd be at the farmer's market just slanging moringa. Hey, you want to get some moringa? And they're like, hey, aren't you supposed to be, you know, building, you know, buildings? I say, well, you know, I'm building my own environment, my own space. I'm learning. I'm building a business. I'm building an architecture studio from the ground up. You know, it takes years and years and years. So I appreciate you guys getting to know me. We have a lot of guests here visiting, and appreciate you watching and keeping up and just learning that there is a separation about to happen. And it's happening right now with you watching here today, learning about where we are, where we stand. You can learn more about the Moringa Growers Co-op easily if you download this manual at the moringagrowerscoop.org website. It's a free manual. This gives you our in-depth introductory to the cooperative business model. This has information about classes that we're going to be offering here at the cooperative and also online and on Zoom. And it just really goes in depth to the model, the Moringa Growers Co-op business model, teach you all about sales tactics, learning about the moringa tree. And if you'd like, just download this book for free. You can learn more about moringa and the cooperative business model at moringagrowerscoop.org. And that's the free Moringa Growers Co-op training course manual. And so that's one of the ways that you can learn about this difference in the co-op. You know, Numa Farm is going to have food. It's going to have fruit trees. It's going to have ground covers. It'll have all kinds of permaculture plants and things that you can pick up here for your garden other than just moringa. And that's where the Moringa Growers Co-op really focuses in on the moringa tree. We've mostly even just kind of been talking about one variety of moringa. There's 13 varieties of moringa around the world, and we want to get into each one of those things as the cooperative begins to offer and build seeds of all types of moringa. It's a really, really powerful plant to have in your arsenal and to have in your backyard as a food source. Wherever you are, you can grow the different types of moringa depending on your zone or depending on your arid region. A lot of moringa trees, say like the oleifera that we grow, is a little bit more tolerant. It can handle a little bit more humidity. It can handle a little bit more wet climates, because sometimes it grows in the rainforest and even in some of the regions of India that stays really humid all year round. But it originally developed on the foothills of the Himalayas, where water would trickle down from the Himalayas and would mineralize the soil, rocks. And so like moringa loves sandy soils, it loves rocky soils, it loves really good drainage. And that's what we've been learning here as we kind of like found a local soil company. And you know, the soil is really humusy. It's got peat moss in it, and it just stays really, really wet throughout the year. And it was really tough to really get our moringa trees growing over our first summer here on site. But we're learning, we're finding other resources to get soil. We're learning more about the moringa tree, what we can and cannot do. We're just pushing the envelope, you know, making mistakes. If you have a lot of questions about moringa and you just don't know where to begin, just start doing anything and everything you could think about when growing the seeds. You can grow the seeds, you can sprout the seeds in a paper towel. You know, you can put them in a bag in a paper towel, wait for them to sprout. You could even take the shell off the seed and just put the little white seed in a paper towel and sprout that. You could score the shell. You know, you could crack the shell open with your teeth and then put it in, so that way moisture can get in there. Or you could just put it in a pot and let it do its thing. So that's what's really cool, is that you can have as much hands-on as you want, or you can just kind of let nature do its thing and trust that given the right time frame, you know, given the right zone. A lot of people are calling right now and it's getting cold, and they're in zones 5 and 6 and 4, and they're like, hey, should I be ordering moringa trees right now? Should I kind of wait? And as some of the places, even in the US, just got snow. So we're saying that, you know, if you're in an area that's starting to change seasons, it's getting really cold, maybe just wait till spring to order trees. You know, shipping, it might go into a little bit of a shock, especially in the northern regions. But if you're in Southern California, South Texas, you know, possibly like Louisiana or Mississippi in the southern regions, and especially in Florida, Arizona, you know, some regions of Arizona, but it gets cold at night in the wintertime in the desert. So just be cautious about planting young moringa trees in cold weather, because it could possibly freeze. These are tropical trees. And so we just want everybody to learn more about the moringa tree. Just take time learning about this beautiful sacred plant that's here to help feed us. It's been an Ayurvedic herb from India. Ayurveda is a medical practice in India, and moringa is one of the top herbs in Ayurveda that the Indians use. This is Uncle Bob's famous Moringa Tea. This is great. He uses a cold press. So we're building the co-op, you know, so that's why we're here. So thank you for joining us, Lena from Tucson. Appreciate you. Hopefully you got your order yesterday. And it's beautiful out here in Florida. Moringa has been really, really helpful in my health journey. 7 years ago, I was extremely anemic. I was super sick. I had irritable bowel syndrome. I was going to the bathroom maybe once a week, once every other week. Every time I ate, my stomach and my intestines were already full. And so in the middle of the night, I'd wake up and I'd be throwing up, and I just wasn't able to digest my food very well. And this was going on for over 13 years, from the time I was 13 to 24, 25, 26. And I was just like, what's going on? So I came across Dr. Sebi, and I learned about plant-based, giving up blood and starches, and then also learning about moringa. So I fasted on moringa alone for 30 days. I just stopped eating solid foods, and I started drinking moringa tea and powder, and for 30 days, essentially with water and moringa. It got me through. And on the other side of that, I was super connected with the tree itself, the plant itself. I feel like I have this source now with the moringa. Oh, great, beautiful. Thanks, Lena. I'm glad you got your order. Thank you so much. Lena called last week, and it just got a little bit delayed because of everything going on with the Postal Service and everything. So we're good. I'm glad that you got it in Tucson. And we're getting these chapter locations going in different regions. So we'll go ahead and start with Lena because she's a good example. And we've had lots of interest in the Arizona region. If you guys know Dave Stone, he's in the Arizona region. He has a group on Facebook known as #IWantMoreMoringa, and you can go check him out. Beautiful place. His homestead is actually for sale. And so we have lots of interest in Arizona and in Southern California, in those regions, especially Texas. Lots of interest in Texas, and we want each of you to have like a resource in your neighborhood that you can go to and kind of link up with people growing moringa in your neighborhood. So this is like the Tampa Bay region, and you can see here where we have like a store or like a co-op headquarters or like a chapter location. And then we have moringa trees all over the neighborhood. Essentially, this is kind of like what Numa Farms is. Numa Farms is a hub. It's a location of the Moringa Growers Co-op, which has, several hub locations around town already. We have, some growers over here that are like, hey, we have a processing facility that we can build, or hey, we have a farmer's market that we can attend to over here, or hey, we actually have a storefront that you can use a portion of our space here. So the Moringa Growers Co-op can kind of be like intertwined and kind of just use the resources of these businesses. Like if you already have a business going and you come across the co-op and you want to become a chapter location, just let us know. Like we're building this model up right now of exactly how you can form your own chapter in your own respective location. So, a lot of the calls will get like, hey, I know we can't be in your co-op. We're in California. Like, no. Like, you guys are the co-op. We need everybody that wants to be in the co-op to be in the co-op. We don't want to restrict anybody from being in the co-op. There are membership tiers that we're forming right now to get into the co-op as we figure out these levels. Once the board's formed and we have everything together, we'll be able to give out more information about how you can become a member or how you could possibly serve in the co-op at some capacity, whatever you can. We have some members here today that have provided trees. Actually, one of our buddies here, Steven's joining us. We appreciate you, Steven. And he works for the Florida Aquarium, and he has a little bit of access to pots and soil, and he has like a nice space that he can plant some seeds. And so he said, hey, we'd love to team up with you and plant some moringa trees around town, and we'd love to provide you with some excess material that we have and some time. And so they helped plant some seeds for us, and they donated some moringa trees that they just planted, and they brought them here, and then we were able to provide a stock certificate essentially in return for that. I know that Steven's like, hey, I haven't gotten my stock certificate, but that's what we're organizing right now. We have it all written down on paper. Is that Steven provided, say 20 moringa trees. And so we'll put on this certificate when he comes in, we'll put on here, like 20 moringa trees at a value of $1 each. And so since he was able to give us these little cones, right when they sprouted, just dropped off trees, we were able to give him a stock certificate of $20. And then we're able to either sell those trees back to interested members. We're able to grow those trees bigger and bigger pots. And this is kind of what we want people that have extra space and extra time to join the co-op by planting moringa seeds and letting us know that you have 10 trees, 20 trees, 50 trees that you can provide to buyers. And so we need to kind of create like this organized hub, and that's what we're in the process of building right now. This is actually the capital plan, the 2020 capital plan that we've built up and organized. It's a special savings account that if you provided, say, $1,000 or $2,000, there's a 12-month term where we would provide you a 13% return on your investment. So it's just a 12-month term, or we can extend it to 24 months or 36 months, but everything's kind of short term right now. We just want to be in the short term because we're going to be making lots of changes over the next few years, and at least we want to get people in and lock you in now at this special rate of 13%. This is the 2020 Capital Fund. So if you're interested in joining the co-op, please go to the moringagrowerscoop.org website, download the Capital Fund, learn more about our revenue, expenses. We've made over $75,000 this year just on Moringa alone. We're probably closer to about 100 by now, and then hopefully by the end of the year, we'll finally get to $150,000 gross revenue for the cooperative. That includes trees, seeds, oil, capsules, powder, loose leaf. And so please learn more about the Moringa Growers Co-op. Moringa grows on money trees. It's a cash crop. And that's why we're talking about Moringa right now. We're learning about Moringa. It's the fastest growing tree in the world. It can grow 20 feet in a year. You can cut it back and then it'll regrow another 20 feet in the same year. So it just blows my mind how much food it really produces. So this is where we're coming into the difference between Numa. As you can see, this one has a Numa label on it. We're still making Moringa Growers Co-op labels, and we're figuring out, what's Numa's role in this process? What's the Moringa Growers Co-op role? And we really want the co-op to be the wholesaler. We want the co-op to be the one that's providing everyone with Moringa at a very low cost. And so if you're interested in starting your Moringa business, we'd ask you and want you to come over to the Moringa Growers Co-op website and see that we have even lower prices for Moringa than we do at Numa, because Numa purchases Moringa from the co-op. So it's Numa Nursery Moringa provided by the Moringa Growers Co-op. This essentially is like a white label of a product that the Moringa Growers Co-op is growing, the members are growing, the members are harvesting, the members are processing and drying, and then the members are also packaging. And then if you wanted to purchase things without labels on them from the co-op, I know right now everybody's like, but I've been buying from Numa. And that's just been where we are right now. It's like one day I'll have an hour, 2 hours, or 17 hours for Numa, but then I'm crashed, I'm tired, and I don't really have enough time to get back to the co-op. But then I'm like, okay, let me just put this aside and let me work on the co-op, and let me build this website up, and let me build these advertisements up, and let me build this up. And then it gets to a point where I'm like, this is now, Numa's kind of struggling. It hasn't gotten any content out in a while. People are like wondering where I am, asking if I'm still in business. Are we closed? So it's like I'm kind of like going back and forth between each entity right now, just trying to get my people together that want to be a part of both entities. Like Numa, we've got Barry here and Uncle Bob here that are helping us build both Numa and the co-op. And I'm really sorry for the confusion right now. It's just me, starting Numa Nursery first, and then realizing quickly after that there was this whole other entity, the co-op, that was really forming and coming in place. And it's just taken a little bit of time to get both entities going, but the co-op is really about to take off, because we're trying to help as many small businesses get started, like Numa. Numa is the model. Numa is a distributor, a member of the Moringa Growers Co-op, that's also white labeling and distributing Moringa that the co-op has prepared. Now, there can be levels to it, because the co-op could provide powder, and then Numa Nursery could be the one that's capsulating it. Or this could be the Moringa Growers Co-op, and then literally Numa just buys it and puts a Numa label on it. This is the opportunity that we have with the co-op, is that it's going to start providing, and it has actually. We just put up a couple new products on the Moringa Growers Co-op website. You know, we're getting our team going. We got some help now with the co-op. Our board of directors are here. They can say hi if you have any questions in the comment section. Just comment. They'll be in there and they'll help you with answers. And if you'd like to be a secretary or a treasurer or something like that, then just let us know. We really need your help. So someone just asked if we have moringa growing in zone 6. So moringa can grow in Alaska. Moringa can grow in Antarctica. Moringa can grow in any zone. The question is, can you grow moringa in 5B or 6A or 3B? That's really the question, because I know that there's people growing moringa in Alaska. They have... Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Marie. We absolutely accept trees and plant donations. We're able to give you back stock in the co-op. Not only is it a donation, which you can write it off, that's the power of the co-op being a nonprofit, is that it's a write-off. And yes, it's a donation, so that way it's tax deductible. And we'll be able to put it in a stock value for you and say, yes, you've donated trees and you've donated seeds from your trees in weight. You know, we collect it and we give you a little stock share. Every time you do that, we'll give you a little stock share, and you just start massing up some stock. You know, once we become profitable over the next year or 2 years, and we get everybody in place, you know, we're going to be able to start, you know, giving out dividends every month or every quarter or every year. We're going to be able to give out those dividends that you've made interest by providing us material now. And that's how we've been able to build things up. Wonderful. Oh, okay, so you have other plants and other things. That's a great thing. And you know, I didn't even really think about that, because you know, here at Numa Nursery, we are trying to start other things. And if you'd like to bring some other things over, that's the thing, is that, you know, seeds and things that you get from the store, most common, like seeds like from the store, like Tommy Atkins and things like that, you know, those are not true to seed. Those are not true to seed. So those are all grafted trees, and those are all grown in different areas, say like, you know, in the South and things like that. But there are rootstock mangoes and papayas that I would like to have here, more specifically in this area. It would have to be specific. I'm learning about the different types of things like that. But if anything, Maria, just come on by, bring it. I mean, we'll figure something out. Definitely somebody would come by. I might have a thing on the side that's like, these are just from ones that we ate from the store. We grew them, and then we can kind of, you know, we can kind of chop them back if you want. Yeah, just come on over, Maria. We would love to see your trees and mangoes and papayas and things like that. And yes, we'll get them in a pot and possibly get them sold. If we sell them here, it can be much more of like a consignment, to where we could even give you back a portion of that sale too. So I know I kind of went off. Yeah, you bet, Maria. Thank you so much. Much love. Appreciate you. And so when you're in Alaska and you're growing moringa and you have a greenhouse, you can grow moringa in your greenhouse. There was actually some people that stopped by last week that said, you know, we're in Brooksville or Floral City, and we want to know if we can grow moringa up there. Now, I've seen moringas growing in Floral City, Brooksville area, and yes, they can get big. In the summertime, by the end of summer, they can get really big, but they will tend to get frozen back down to the ground, especially if you get like 2 days of frost in a row or 3 days of frost in a row. So you might want to build like a little greenhouse structure over your tree, cover that with, say, plastic or something, just for the night or 2 nights, and then you can take it off. That's one option. Plant your trees in a hoop house. Plant your moringa trees in a hoop house. If you're in zone B, 5A or 5B, plant them in a hoop house. That way it can stay warm over the winter. You can keep them short. And then once the summer comes, take that plastic off the hoop house, let the moringa trees get bigger than the hoop house, and then come wintertime, you go ahead and bring those trees back down to the hoop house size, and then cover your hoop house up, and then put a heater in there. That's one of the ways that you can grow moringa all over the world, is using these tools. You can also mound up the soil around it with mulch and hay and things like that. If you're not in such a severe climate, say like maybe even in South Georgia or Louisiana or Alabama or something like that. But these are tropical trees, and we would need you to tell us if they can grow in Zone 5B. I need you to actually find out if you can get it growing, if you have to bring them inside in the wintertime, if, say, you only grow them as an annual, grow them as an annual. Grow them as an intensive annual veggie in a raised bed about 6 inches apart, just like you would a lettuce or a cabbage or a kale or something like that in the summertime, and just grow them as a short-term annual product that you harvest every 45 days. So you'll plant it, 45 days later, you've got a little bit of a tree. Go ahead and chop them back. And you just like with a little lettuce blower, chop them back, get the greens. That'll be your microgreen product. And then 45 days later, you can go ahead and let them grow up even more, and then chop those back again. And that can kind of be more of like how you grow moringa in the northern climates if you want to be in the co-op that way. There's more than one position in the co-op, not just as growers, but we also need administrators. We need directors. We need workers. We need people that are willing to put in some time to process and package these products. We also need sales people. We need professional marketing and sales people that also, like virtual assistants. We need virtual assistants in the co-op, where influencers or marketers and people on the ground that also want to build up their brand and kind of link up with the co-op in that way as an influencer. We're building out an influencer program. And that's one of the ways that you can be a part of the co-op as a worker, and you can actually earn stock value as a worker too. And it doesn't need to necessarily be here in Plant City, although that's who we're looking for first. We're looking for someone that can, at least from Orlando, Lakeland, all the way out to Brandon, all the way out to Tampa, downtown, Wesley Chapel, Land O'Lakes. If we can meet here at least once a week, once every other week, once a month, as a way to have an executive board, something like that, that'd be great. We have all the tools here. That's the thing, is that we have the drying space, we have the processing center, we have the growing area, we have the soil and the classrooms and the demonstrations and the workshop areas being built all right here. And it's really cool to use this as one of the hubs. This is just one of the hubs. You know, so we have farmers, and there's going to be tiers to the farmers. So let's get into that for a second. So we're building the membership packet right now. We've got a lot of interest, hundreds and hundreds of people that are calling every day that are like, hey, I want to be in the co-op. How do I get in the co-op? I've got 100 moringa trees on my 5 acres, and I'm right down the street. How do I join? We also have Susie down the street that has 1 and 2 trees. And she's like, hey, I have 2 trees, but I need you to harvest. I can't really get them too big. I need to keep them really short in my area because I don't have a lot of space. So I need you to come out consistently twice a year and keep my trees really short and compact. And I want to earn cash from that. She's like, hey, I want to earn some cash from it. I want to get some spending money from it. You know, can I get some products in return for it? And that's the kind of programs that we're rolling out. What kind of special deals do you get as a member in the co-op? Do you get a highly discounted rate on products throughout the whole year that you can purchase from the website whenever you want for your friends and family with your own specialized membership link that has a discounted rate? Yeah. Hey, Susie, awesome. Nice. So there's an option for the large farmer that has 50, 100, 500, 1,000 moringa trees. There's going to be a membership tier bracket for that grower, which we're developing. We're going to start our membership tier down here first. We're going to start on the ground because these are the 300 locations that I've been planting over the past 5-6 years, are these locations here. And these are the members who we want in the co-op right away. These are the members that we want to go ahead and lock in, that have been waiting, that have been watching these videos and asking, how do I actually know and feel and see that I am a member of the Moringa Growers Co-op? And then also, what do you get with that? And so we're building out the membership packet and also the membership dashboard, virtual dashboard, where you can see your trees, process your, kind of have your trees photograph and track the progress of your trees throughout the years. And so we'll get into time. There's a waiting period. By law, there is a waiting period to be an official member in any co-op. And this waiting period is a time where co-ops utilize to teach their members about membership, the co-op business model, and also about their rules and practices. And that's pretty much how we're setting up this model as well. Is the moment that we open up membership, there's going to be a 1-year waiting period where you are going to accumulate points in the co-op that will signify the end of your 1 year, and which you at that point are able to vote on issues. Because there's a thing where if you just come right into the co-op and the next day you're able to vote on things, but you don't really know what things are doing and where things are right now, it might throw off the votes, right? That's why sometimes you have to be 18 years old to vote. That way you get a little bit of experience to get some vote, to have the right to vote. And we're also doing that here in the co-op. Is we're going to be setting up a time frame. See, yeah, lots of land. Wonderful. And would like to learn more about your project. Now, we do have a special right now at the moringagrowerscoop.org. If you'd like to reserve your time with me one-on-one, just choose the Kendrick Henry consultation. It's 50% off right now. If you use code OPEN2020, there's a banner there at moringagrowerscoop.org. You can check out using OPEN2020, and it'll give you an opportunity to get me on the phone one-on-one. That way I can talk to you one-on-one, and proceeds go to help the co-op, help to pay the rents, help to pay the wages for the workers, help to pay the directors' salaries. So we're trying to build the co-op up where we're building value. We're building value, this educational value right now, reserving my time to tell you about your specific project, because I get so many calls every day that I'm over here, and I want to go ahead and just devote the time that each person needs to building their land and their respective land, so that way they can know everything about the co-op. You can have access to me for an hour or 2 hours, get in my head, and we'll go ahead and get everything on paper. I could go through your property virtually and tell you exactly where to plant moringa trees. I'm an architect as well as a certified permaculture instructor. So I'm really good at seeing plans, seeing elevations, topography, and figuring out a quick way of organizing the site without actually having to be there. It's an initial analysis. It's going to need some more information from you, and that way that time that's required is investment for the co-op. So just visit moringagrowerscoop.org if you'd like to reserve your time with me. It's 50% off for the rest of the month until the end of the month, and that'd be really nice. And then also too, the special goes for all the products that we have at the moringagrowerscoop.org website as well. Everything is also 50% off using that code. So you can get a consultation with me and also get a couple kilos of powder and things like that if you want to start your own moringa business. That's what we're encouraging. We're encouraging everyone that's a grower member to be able to start their own moringa business. Do we have resources on how to best grow moringa in containers? I'll give you a quick one, and that's grow it in a tall container. If you can, get it in like a 5-gallon bucket or a special tree container, and also try to avoid compaction. Get some big materials in there, get some logs in there, maybe get some perlite in there, maybe get some sand in there, some mulch in there. Try to avoid compaction. One of the biggest suggestions that I could give for growing in containers is just probably having to take it out of the container every year or every other year and putting new soil in there. Growing in containers, also trimming it back, keeping it short, almost like a bonsai. That's a really good way of growing it in a container. So it's that way it just bushes out constantly, bushing out. Every time you take a tree from a container and put it in another container, go ahead and get it cut back. Those leaves are gonna kind of fall off. Moringa leaves are so sensitive. So that's one good way, and I'm glad that you guys are asking questions. Please continue to ask questions. That's what this is for. This chapter meeting is for you, so that way you can learn more about the moringa tree. We're going to have executive chapter meetings with just the board of directors that will not be advertised live, but it'll be a way for us to also get in on the cooperative at an administrative level. So if you'd like to join, we still need a secretary, we still need a treasurer, we still need a few other positions, virtual assistants, we need a few more marketing and sales directors. So there's probably about 4 or 5 more positions that we really still need in the co-op to help us get these membership packets out and really start accepting members. And we have all the educational material that we're going to be able to provide our members and people like yourself that are interested in growing. This is going great. I love Moringa. Okay, thanks. Natalie's asking, can you remind me how to join again? Is it through the starter kit? Well, the starter kit is just is a product that we have out that'll help you get started. It's a way for you to also learn about Moringa. There is information. Oh, great, and you're in Sarasota. Wonderful, we love Moringa in that area. Yes. This right here is cold, but we do drink it warm in the morning. This one was refrigerated. We refrigerate them as well. So we can have it hot or cold. We make it hot and then we refrigerate it. So the starter kit is just a product that you can sample. If you've never tried Moringa before, that's what's perfect about the starter kit, is that it has pretty much like 10 different products in there, and try it for yourself. Like, oh my gosh, like you've never had Moringa before? You can, yeah, Uncle Bob has a recipe for this. It's Uncle Bob's, it's on Uncle Bob's podcast. You can see Uncle Bob's podcast there, and his recipe for this is actually in there. So if you've never had capsules or powder or spice or oil or extract from the Moringa, we make all that by hand here. And that's in the starter kit. And it has seeds, and it comes with 10 free trees. And that's one way for you to get started in the co-op, to learn about the Moringa tree yourself, hands-on. And as a way to join the co-op is to be educated. In order for you to really join the co-op and be a part of the co-op is to be an educated member, an active member. We only want people that know about Moringa and can answer as many questions as I can answer about Moringa. I'm trying to duplicate myself. That's what these are. These videos here is a way for me to get myself out there and duplicate what I have in here about Moringa and what I've learned in the past 7 years, growing, eating it every day, talking Moringa every day. We want you to be obsessed with Moringa as much as I am, because it's so beautiful, it's so abundant, it provides so much nutrition, and it's really something that I've been able to bond with thousands of people over this tree, because it's the tree that their grandparents grew back home, say in Barbados or in the Caribbean or in Jamaica or in Haiti or in Africa or in India. Everyone's like, hey, how do you know about Moringa? And I heard about Moringa from Dr. Sebi, an African herbalist that lived in Costa Rica or Honduras, and has started an herbal village in Honduras. And so I heard about Moringa from him. And so it's just about cultures and diversity and diving into this wonderful world of plants. Moringa has been a gateway plant for me, and it's an ancestral earth bounty. This tree is amazing. Someone called me the other day and he was like, hey, I'm not interested in cutting Moringa trees down. I'm only interested in being a part of the spiritual aspect of Moringa. And I said, whoa, buddy. I'm not interested in cutting Moringa trees down either. And the only reason why I'm actually in this game is because I'm so in tune and tied in with the Moringa tree that it is one with the spirit. I am one with the Moringa tree. I'm a steward. I'm a protector of the Moringa tree. I'm an advocate of the Moringa tree. I'm a Moringa tree hugger. And we're not into cutting Moringa trees down. We're only into life. We're only into prolonging Moringa trees' lives. We're only into educating and sharing the gift that Moringa gives. And so he had a lot more confidence in what we were saying. He was like, wow, man, like you really just blew me away right there. And we had a good 20-minute talk about Moringa and the spiritual aspect of Moringa and the ancient soul that Moringa carries. It's in the tree. I get goosebumps just thinking about it all the time, because when I was on my 30th day of my fast, just drinking Moringa tea and using Moringa and just consuming Moringa products, no solid foods, there was an awakening moment where I could actually hear the voice of Moringa. I'm walking on my hands and I'm meditating, I'm doing aerokinesis, and I'm talking to the Moringa. I'm trying to figure out if this is my path that I need to share. And this, if this is the journey that I'm about to embark on. And this was about 7 years ago when I started Numa Nursery. And it really solidified that this is it. This is it. This is all I need. This is all I need to share with people. This is all I need to educate and get out to people, is the power of the Moringa tree. And so that's why I'm here, and you can see the passion that I have every day. That's what I'm talking about. And so he was really impressed with all the aspects of life and spirituality and meditation that I do with the Moringa tree, and knowing that it's not about cutting the tree down, it's about sharing the Moringa tree. It's about asking for permission. Thank you, Miss Moringa, for providing so much abundance. Would you mind if I shared with my friends your wonderful bounty? And in that moment, I can feel and hear her say yes and gather those nutrients from the soil for us. So that way, when we do make those cuts, she's given us even more nutrition and even more value in the leaves. And we know that from those words and from those thoughts and those loving vibrations that we're giving the tree, she's able to heal a little bit faster. Yes. Thanks, Marie. That humans need to be still. Yes. And talk and listen and hear what every sentient being needs. Moringa is a sentient being, and it hears everything. Ooh. Okay, so like they're like, when there's a tree in someone's backyard and I'm caring for it, I'm loving on it, I'm swinging on the tree and I'm thanking it, do you think that she's telling the other trees in the neighborhood, hey, Kendrick is helping and taking care of us and is sharing our bounty and using us for food? I mean, this is the reason why these trees are here. They're edible, they're food for us. And they've been food in the wild for thousands, millions of years. These trees originated on Pangea before any of the continents were even spread out. I mean, these trees are on that main motherland, and then is almost on every single continent. As it broke apart, Moringa was already there for millions of years before it made those different varieties. So I'm in one tree and I'm talking with it and I'm asking her, and I'm like, hey, like, are there any more Moringa trees in the neighborhood? Can you let them know that I'm here to help them and to tell their owners to give me a call? And it works every single time. As soon as I'm in a tree and I'm talking with this one tree, and not to get my girlfriend jealous or anything, but I'm loving on this tree so much, and I'm crying on this tree, and I'm loving these trees, and I'm so thankful because I'm eating them, and it's providing sustenance for me. It's providing my income. I've been living off of Moringa for 5 years. Everything, all of my food, my housing, everything, my vehicle, everything comes from this Moringa tree. And so asking these questions, I get a call. I'm in the tree and I get a call from somebody saying, hey, I'm down the street. I have a Moringa tree. Can you come and harvest my Moringa tree? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. I'm actually just in this tree right now. I just asked this tree if there's anybody else in the neighborhood. And that's how I know. That's how I know that this works. Is just asking for Moringa to work together with us. So we just had a question about how much can you make actually growing Moringa in your backyard, and that's why we're going to be having these tiers, because we've got growers right now with thousands of trees that are like, hey, will you buy my Moringa? And we're like, yes, we will buy your Moringa. There's just going to be some requirements along the way to get you at that membership tier. But what we're going to do is we're going to start down here. We're going to start on the bottom. We're going to start with the bottom. We're going to start on the ground level with you, interested growers that only have maybe 1 tree or 2 trees or 5 trees, that want to be in the co-op, that are in the co-op, that have a few trees. Oh, look, there's our mulch guys, where they're bringing in mulch right now. Free. We just call local tree trimming companies, and they're coming down and they're bringing free mulch. I've got him dropping mulch where our trees are going to be in the ground. The Moringa Growers Co-op trees are going to be in the ground. So he's dropping them over there. Thank you. So just if you need free mulch, just call your local tree trimming companies or Chip Drop. And so we're getting the farm started over there. We're going to have moringa trees in the ground on the 1 acre on the side here. So someone was just asking, how much can you make? How much can you make from moringa? How much per pound? And that's a really great question. So like right now we have initially set up, you know, tentatively right now, that's written in this manual right now, that if you're a grower and you don't have a processing facility, you're retired and you don't really have the labor capabilities to cut the trees back regularly, and you need our help, especially in the Tampa Bay area. This is how we've been able to get our members going, is by offering $10 a kilo if we come harvest. A kilo is 2.2 pounds. And I'm sorry that's confusing. We might go back to the pound method because a lot of people in the US are like pound. I kind of wanted to do the kilo thing because it's just like 10 kilos, 100 kilos, 1,000 kilos is a pound. It's easy in my head to kind of like convert it that way. But I know how things are in the US. It's a little bit different. So in pounds, 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So we can say that a half a kilo is like a pound. So about 500 grams is like a pound. So we'll just keep it like that. So when we harvest, say like 2 pounds, 1 kilo from your property, it's going to be stripped, dried, and then weighed. And then we weigh that. You can do it. You can do it on your own with the standards, with the practices that we help and we teach you. You can do it on your location. We have to certify your location through the co-op. We have to make sure you have, you know, safe practices, the standards, the materials that you're using, the racks that you're drying, and everything is up to code. But we're willing to come out to the property, harvest, dry, process and dry, and pay you in stock. So like right now, everyone right now that's in the co-op has been getting a stock value, and they've been building it up, building it up, building it up. We're paying $10 a kilo in stock. And it's getting interest. It's earning interest right now with the co-op. It's helping to get the co-op started. Everyone that's in the co-op right now at those 300 locations, I've told them everything about this business model and what I need to get started. And they were still like, it's okay. We know what you're doing. We know that you're doing great things. You're just planting moringa trees on other people's properties. Yeah. Well, we want to be a part of that too. And so they say, use our backyard. Here's a tree. Here's 2 trees. Here's 5 trees that they started growing for us. And they just call me whenever it gets big. And I come by and I harvest. And then I weigh it out at the farm. And I give them a stock value of what we weighed out. So, for instance, one of our growers, we just harvested 50 kilos. And so we're giving them $10 a kilo. So they earned $500 in stock right now since we harvested it. And so it's earning interest right now. He's got $500 in stock from that one harvest. And what if you grow it and you harvest it and you bring it here and it's wet, and you're in the Tampa Bay area and you're in a local area and you've got 10 trees and you've got a trailer and you want to get some work out in, or you've got somebody, a landscaping company for you that works for you, and you're able to get it dropped off here. If all we have to do is process it and dry it, then we'll give you $20 a kilo. And if you become a location, a certified grower location like Numa Farms, where you're certified in growing it, harvesting it, and processing it with all of the steps and ways that we've created this high standard of moringa, you know, you're fertilizing it, it's 100% organic, all those things, and you're doing all those things right now. What we have in place before we transition to, say, the next model, we're going to be able to lock you in at $30 a kilo. So someone is interested in earning some cash right now. This is an investment opportunity. And yes, you can earn cash with us, like, say, even product. Okay. Someone's asking, they've experienced lots of loss. It's because moringa is very sensitive. And if it's your first couple years of growing, you're going to experience loss. You're going to be learning about the moringa tree. This is what's so great about the co-op, is that you now have resources and thousands of people saying the same exact thing that you have said, is that there's so much loss, and that every time I transplant the tree, it looks like it dies. Yeah, you have to cut it back. You know, every time I transplant a tree or every time I move a tree, I just chop it, I pull it out, and then I plant it. And I have actually some of that on. Wonderful. Yes, yes, yeah. And Maria's like, you know, you can use my yard. We have thousands of people that are like, hey, you can use my yard. And we have the keys to thousands of acres. It's now a labor problem, you know, because it's just been myself. And that's where we need to get this team involved, where the co-op, where you yourself as the grower use the yard, where you learn, and you may not have the time or the know with all the resources, but we team up. You know, we're like, well, the first thing that if you want us to use your yard, the first thing you need to do is prepare your yard. One of the things to prepare your yard is get mulch dropped off. Call those local tree trimming companies and get them to come out and drop mulch on your property, so that way we can build some mounds and we have food for the moringa to build those root systems. And so, yes, that's wonderful. We have so much land right now, we don't even know what to do with it, because everyone's like, we've got 100 acres, we've got my backyard. But now I'm like, okay, now we need the team. Now we need the people. We actually need the people that are able to learn and answer questions for other people, so that way when someone has a question in the future, I'm not the only one answering the question. Is that someone like you can also come on, go live, or comment and answer these questions that everybody is asking about the moringa tree. Can you cut it? Can you grow a moringa tree from a cutting? Yes. What's the difference between the root system between a cutting and a seed? All these questions, you can actually find a lot of the answers on the Numa Nursery YouTube channel. We've got 400 videos of answers. Type in your question at the channel, and the answer is there. I've been chopping videos up there and giving short little answers to everybody. And I'd love for you to join the team. We need you here. I need you to come by and stop by here. I need to meet you. You know, more than just talking on the phone at this point, we need people that that can be here. Like we just had Jim. Jim showed up. We're going to talk right after this meeting. And we're going to be talking more about the executive board and things that, you know, we need the team that we can talk to behind the scenes, that we can help implement these strategies out, so that way we can get the education out, the communications out, the advertising out. Because right now it's just been myself behind the computer for 16 hours a day, just kind of between Numa and Numa and the co-op, and also going out and harvesting trees. Yes. We're not only accepting people from Sarasota, but we're accepting people from India and Africa and South America and Texas and Arizona and everywhere in Florida. That's where you start to learn how to be a member, an active member, and you become a member like me. I need to multiply myself 100 times, 1,000 times, so that way you yourself become a hub where people growing moringa in your neighborhood can bring moringa to you, and you can process it, and you can dry it, and you can help put it on the market. This is a part of helping you start your moringa business. And I just came out with a video on Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel about how to start a moringa business in 2020. And so that's what we're getting, is that as a member of the co-op, you have a business. You have an LLC, you have a corporation, you have your own farm. We need everybody, because in order for us to actually pay you, someone was asking, you know, how do we get paid? We actually have to pay an entity as a way for the nonprofit to avoid tax, is that it goes through another entity. And it doesn't need to be a nonprofit entity, but it needs to at least be a business. So Moringa LLC, you know, or Susie Moringa LLC, you know, get your moringa business started. How to start your moringa business in Florida. One of the ways is just to go to sunbiz.org and register your LLC or DBA and get that going that way. And that way you yourself start to feel like, wow, like, okay, that's one of the first steps in being a member, is just having your own business. It can even be in your name. You know, if you, like myself, I have Kendrick Henry LLC, you know, so it can be, you know, even just your name as your own business. That's one of the ways that you can join the co-op and become a member of the co-op. One of the first ways, in order for us to get you paid, and also for us to recognize you as a member of the co-op. But if you're not really interested in that yet, don't make any rush actions just yet. Just keep learning. Yes, we can do virtual meetings. Absolutely, we're gonna continue doing virtual meetings. Please reserve your meeting with me, your consultation with me at moringagrowerscoop.org right now. That's one of the ways to help grow the co-op, to help learn about the Moringa business. If you're really serious, that tells us, okay, this person is really serious. They're not just kind of like wasting our time and just asking questions just to kind of say, okay, thanks, and we want someone, we need an active membership pool that we can call when things get rough. And we have say a farmer's market in Sarasota that someone canceled on, and we need to be able to call on Susie and say, hey Susie, someone canceled at the farmer's market, can you attend the farmer's market for this member? Because the farmer's market is really one of the ground resources and ways that we can get these products out. So your business, Susie Moringa LLC, is able to package Moringa in your own label, and you're already attending farmers markets because you've gotten the training from the Moringa Growers Co-op, myself and our members, to learn how to package, grow, harvest, and answer every single question that gets thrown your way about Moringa. You're an expert. We're training experts. This is the Moringa Tree Professional Zone. So we're training everyone in the area to be Moringa Tree professionals, and everyone in the whole world to be Moringa Tree professionals, because that's what we need. That's what the world needs right now, is everyone to know and learn how to grow Moringa. So that way, Susie has her own Moringa business. Numa is a Moringa business. I have my own Moringa business, Numa Nursery, and it's using the resources from the co-op, like advertising, marketing, labels. Hopefully we can help each individual business come up with logos and help white label their product, the Moringa products. That way when they order their products from us, it already comes with their label on it. So that way when they get it, it's Susie Moringa, provided by the Moringa Growers Co-op, certified by the Moringa Growers Co-op, certified organic by the Moringa Growers Co-op. So we're creating this high standard and this icon to be able to put on your label, and only members can really do that. And that's because we know that person is registered with us. They're a paying member. We're protected by the freedom of association. This is a big thing. The reason why we're a co-op, and the reason why I wanted to start a co-op, is because we're protected by the Constitution, freedom of association, where we can say anything and everything that we want without worrying about the public, because this is a private entity, and we have paid members that are saying whatever we want to our paid members as members of the co-op, so that way we have even more freedom of speech, and so that way we're not caught up in some of these regulations and suppressing laws that keep our voice from being heard. The co-op is going to be so powerful in that way because it's protected by the freedom of association laws by the Constitution. And that's why we're operating on the co-op side of things, and we're getting the co-op really, really organized. It's got a board of directors that are it's member owned. So the cooperative is member owned by the members. Every single board of director and every single member, like you, grower, worker, and everyone that's in the co-op as a paid member actually gets sorry, Gandhi was just about to jump up. You stay right there. Don't jump up here. Gets the benefits. The paid members get the benefits, get the discounts, get the opportunities to see where the farm, because we may already be registered at a farmer's market in your neighborhood. We're going to have lots of hubs in different neighborhoods, and you might call and be like, hey, I'd like to be a part of the co-op, and I'd like to get in the market and start selling Moringa and getting, educating Moringa. There's farmers markets in every single city, sub-city, neighborhood, village. There's so many farmers markets that happen. I realized this just last year. I had organized a team of 5 people, and we were at 5 farmers markets every Saturday. Everybody would come by Friday night or Saturday morning, they'd pick up their products, they'd pick up their $200 worth of products, they'd pick up their $300 worth of trees and products. And then they would attend the farmers markets on behalf of either Numa or the co-op, and they would be selling our products at the farmers market, and they'd be getting their cash. They purchase the moringa at wholesale from the co-op, and they resell it at a higher price at the farmers market, because it's usually smaller items like this that we sell at the farmers market. This sells all day, every day for $20. And this is just 100 grams. So 10 of these is a kilo. But if you're purchasing a kilo for, say, $40, say, from Numa, or possibly on sale with the co-op for even lower, then you can make a profit if you're selling these at the farmer's market for $20. And this is our goal, is to be able to get everything at a wholesale rate low enough for you to be able to start your moringa business. And that's what this really was all about today. This chapter meeting was here to help and encourage you and get you excited about starting your own moringa business. And think of Numa as the model. Numa is the farm model. I am the farmer model that we want to replicate and we want to model. Like Peter that's watching here. Appreciate you, Peter. You know, we want to replicate farmers like you in your area to have a plot or a raised bed of moringa that grows intensively in the summer. That way, every 45 days, you've already got your soil in place and you're harvesting, you're drying, and you're providing us with fresh, dry product. When I say you're providing us, it means, like, depending on what level you want to be in the co-op, like if you want to be a hub and you want to sell moringa directly from your location, you don't have to bring it to us at the headquarters here in Plant City just for us to sell it. Say we got an order in your area, wherever you are in the country, in the world, where we got an order for a kilogram of dried moringa powder, and it's coming from Jacksonville, and there's a grower in Jacksonville that has it. Of course, we're going to contact our grower member in Jacksonville first and say, hey, we just got an order in Jacksonville, because maybe that grower doesn't have a website. Maybe that grower isn't very good with the internet. Maybe that grower farmer is old school and really is just ground level, kind of like walkie-talkie, you know, just come on in. You know, we're able to help that grower get connected with the buyer of moringa in that grower's neighborhood. We can contact that grower and we can say, hey, Susie just bought a kilo of powder down the street from you. Can you go connect her? Can you go get her moringa? And by doing that, that's the power of the co-op, because you as your own self, as your own grower, may have never even known about Susie. Maybe Susie didn't hear about you because you haven't spent the millions of dollars that it costs in advertising to let everybody know that you have moringa in your neighborhood. Matter of fact, we've got a grower right down here that doesn't even know about us because we haven't done enough work yet of advertising about the co-op and things like that. But the resource of the co-op is to be able to advertise for you moringa local, Tampa Bay moringa, Jacksonville moringa, Orlando moringa, and using that powerful tool of hashtags and SEO and things like that, as we're spending millions of dollars on advertising for all of our growers in their own neighborhoods and cities and states and countries. So that way when someone is trying to buy moringa in your city and you're a member, you're gonna be the supplier. That's kind of what we're working on right now. And also it's just like Amazon in a sense, where there's these fulfillment centers, you know, like you order on Amazon, say, a product, but it's coming to you from a local fulfillment center. That's essentially what we're building. It's a franchise model where each of these chapter locations, like Numa Farms, is a place where people can come learn. It's an educational resource. If you're a farmer, say you're a garlic farmer, or let's just say you're a garlic farmer and you farm garlic, and you've farmed garlic for 20 years, but you have an itch for something and you just found out about moringa and you want to open your space to teach others about moringa. You know, become a Moringa Growers Co-op member right away, and at that point you can then advertise as a Moringa Growers Co-op location. As you know, on Saturdays, maybe you open up your farm to do workshops and demonstrations like we do, where we're showing people how we're drying the moringa greens, how we're processing the powder, how we're making the oil out of the seeds. all of those things. And so that way, just like people are doing here, they're doing on your farm. And then they're like, oh, by the way, you know, I really love garlic. And then you're like, well, I have garlic, you know, I can sell you some garlic too. And that's a way to help build your farm with the co-op's help, or even build your farm with the co-op's help, whichever way you really look at it. You know, and we're just trying, and you can be a part of many co-ops as a farmer. You can be a part of 10 different co-ops. You can be a part of the Moringa co-op. You can be a part of the Purple Ube co-op. You can be a part of the Point Siena co-op. You know, you can be a part of, you know, the Reindeer co-op. So this is just one of the ways to help farmers that are already growing things, or want to start a farm, don't know how, don't have the resources to be able to use the co-op in that way. So I really appreciate you guys for joining us today for this week's chapter meeting. Hopefully that was a little bit more in depth. We're going to keep doing this every single week. I'm getting hyped because we're getting more people that are like, hey, can we come out and see you? Can I learn more virtually? And yes, just visit moringagrowerscoop.org. We're getting help right now. We've got people behind the scenes helping us build that website up. If you're a website builder and you're a website designer and you want to help join the team, if you know how to build funnels and you know how about membership and you know about sales and administrative work, or would like to become a secretary or possibly a financial advisor, a CPA. Are you a CPA? We need a lawyer. Are you a lawyer? Would you like to be our official lawyer that we turn to in case there's any kind of issues or anything to help protect us and also to help protect our members? Would your firm be willing to join up with the Moringa Growers Co-op? We need all of that. We do. And we really appreciate you guys for joining us today. Thanks, everybody. We've been live on both channels here. We've got Facebook, Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group here. We're live. Thanks, everybody. And we're also on YouTube live. We're live on Numa Nursery's YouTube just until we can go live on Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube. So thank you so much. How to get certified in the Dominican Republic? It's the same way, through us. We're the only certified Moringa Growers Co-op certifiers are through us, and we're building those models right now, the membership right now. This is a startup, so we're just getting everything started. How does that person join the co-op? Well, could we ask him or her any question about Moringa, and do they know it? We need everyone to up their level of education about Moringa to that 18th level, to where they are an expert about Moringa. And there's going to be a waiting period. Yeah, it's great. We can. Yeah, well, the USDA is a certifier. Yes, so yeah, we can use the USDA as a certifier as well. But the Moringa Growers Co-op may have even higher standards and requirements than the USDA. And we have our own certification and our own standards that we're going by because we're the Moringa experts. The USDA is an expert in their own ways. Chemicals, I could go on about that. And forcing farmers to use certain things that they don't want. Yeah, we could go USDA if we still wanted to use chemicals and things like that. But we're also forming our own. Yes, you can join from California. Anybody around the world can join. We're asking members that want to join the Moringa Growers Co-op to get educated about Moringa on every single level. And so we have our own standard. We have our own Moringa Growers Co-op certified Moringa grower, certified professional. And so you can get those just through us. Yes. Get that information, download the free manual. That's right. Sovereignty. We don't want to necessarily rely on anybody because they might not give us the right standards. They might force us to do things that we don't even approve of or want to anyways. But as our own certifier on our own standard, we have our own way of doing things because we're the Moringa experts. And this is a manual that you can download for free to help you get started and learn how to join the co-op. This talks about more about the co-op model. The co-op is different than a regular for-profit business. It's all in the allocation of funds. And the most important aspect about this co-op and any co-op is that the profits are going back to the members. They're not just staying with the owner. I'm not the owner of the co-op. I'm the owner of Numa Farms and Nursery that started the co-op for the people, for the members, and everyone that's gathering and building this cooperative together, we get the dividends and the profit shares evenly dispersed, because the model here is for the co-op members, and it goes out. Essentially, the co-op operates at cost. So everything operates at cost, and any profit that's made by the co-op, it goes back to its members. So if you're a member, by the end of that 1 year and you're a voter member, you're able to start seeing your dividends. You're able to start seeing, you don't even have to be a grower to see dividends. You just have to be a member of some way, a voting member, active as an educator, active as a marketeer, someone that attends farmers markets. Like, say you don't have space to grow moringa, but you want to be a member of the co-op, but you can, say, maybe teach Zoom classes, you can teach courses at your local community college, you can offer Zoom classes, live courses like this, an hour, 2 hours a week. That's a way to help get people acclimated at different times in different places, in different spaces, different vibrations. Not everybody wants to hear me all the time talk about moringa. They might want to see someone of a different background, someone that they can relate to moringa. So that's why we're expanding that diversity of moringa knowledge around the world. That I know that there's people that know just as much, if not more, about moringa than myself, and I want you to be a part of the co-op. We need you to be in the co-op. So thank you guys. That was quite a bit. Yeah, well, I mean, I can keep going. That's the thing, is that I can keep going, but we're gonna go ahead and end it here. I really appreciate you guys. Happy Saturday. And I'd love for you to come to Tampa and learn about moringa directly from me as the expert. Just go to moringagrowerscoop.org and see how you can reserve a consultation with me first, and then we can kind of go from there. We're open here at the farm every day, every single day, from 10 to 2. And if you'd like to come in, take a tour, visit with me for a little while, I'm in operations mode during that time, but I'm here at least, and I can say hi. I can show you around, and we have people here that'll help answer even more questions and things like that. But if you really want a one-on-one with me, just reserve my time at the moringagrowerscoop.org website. You can see a consultation with Kendrick Henry, and that way I give you one-on-one time reserved for an hour, 2 hours, or how much time you want. So, thank you. Or I'll be here doing this every week. If this is something that you want to just learn for free, and just kind of keep up with us this way and take some time doing this. Maybe once we come out with the 1-year membership packet, that'll help you get in for that 1 year. You can get the 1-year member, basic membership plan, patron member, waiting member, kind of like that intro level. That's going to take you 1 year from that moment that you sign that. And then 1 year from there, you're an official voting member. We should be getting things going by that point. And we're going to start launching that program here pretty soon. Is there a cost to the consultant? Yes, there is. There is a cost. We're trying to raise money for the co-op. There's expenses, but it's on sale. It's 50% off right now. If you go to moringagrowerscoop.org, everything's 50% off if you use the code OPEN2020, and that'll help us. That'll help grow this business, help grow this cooperative business model. I'm here every week giving free knowledge. We have a free book. You can learn yourself, and I have over 400 videos with answers on our YouTube channel. If you want to just take the time and learn for free that way, that's one way. But if you want to get your questions answered quick from me, from the source, yes, we're asking to reserve my time. There's a slight charge for that. That way I can take the time to stop what I'm doing and give it to you one-on-one. And I'd really love for you to help us and grow the co-op that way. That's one of the products that you can check out is check me out. And that's what we're offering right now. That's really helpful for you guys. So thank you everybody. If you have any questions, keep commenting. We'll get back. We'll get back to the questions here after the live, and we'll do this next Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have another live chapter meeting, get you updated where we are in the process. We covered a lot this week. We just came out with the sale on moringagrowerscoop.org website. And how much do we need to invest? How much time or energy or money to invest? Well, we have to see. Just be more specific in what do you mean invest. You can invest. You can invest money. You can invest capital. We have a fund just for investors that want to invest capital. This is a way for you to help grow the Moringa Growers Co-op by just providing capital. and it'll return 13% annual interest with the contract that we help written up for you. And you can get that contract. You can download this for free. You can see all of our expenses and revenue report on moringagrowerscoop.org, how much money we've earned, what we've sold, what we've kept, where it's gone, where we've allocated funds. All of that is in here from the last 5 years. And that's on there. So that's how you can invest capital. How you can invest your time and energy is just by learning, just by learning, taking the time right now with me every single week and just learning more about this business model, about the cooperative business model. It's not exactly the same as a regular for-profit business. It's a nonprofit. It operates at cost, and it allocates all the profits back to its voter member base. And that's what you guys are going to be, our voter members. So thanks, guys. I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. We've got a few things that we need to do, take care of some business. I love you guys. If you want to come in next Saturday, we're going to have yoga with Ariel and Lauren at 9 a.m. And then we'll have a 10 to 2 farmers market / chapter meeting like we're doing here today. And we'll see you then. So peace, love, prosperous growing. I really appreciate you guys. Kendrick Henry, signing out.